Are you still stuck at 2K a month in your coaching business, even though you're working nonstop? Here's a myth keeping you there and will keep you there: that you can skip sales calls and just send a PDF, DM, or just keep emailing them. The truth is, people don't buy from PDFs. People buy from people. And if you skip the sales calls, you're skipping the exact systems that create consistent clients and cash flow. I'm Katie Hahn, and for nearly 20 years, I have been in sales and running businesses. I've been a top closer in the info space and coaching industry, as well as creating my own client framework that I use to scale and grow businesses. Now, I know firsthand that sales confidence does not come from the hype. It comes from systems. That's why I help women coaches just like you move out of chaos and build clarity and create consistent clients without draining their time or family budget. Now, if you like that and that sounds interesting to you, let's keep learning together and subscribe right here. You've probably seen the myth floating around of don't bother with sales calls, just send a Google Doc, automate everything through DMs. It sounds appealing, right? Who would want to take these sales calls and go through that discomfort? But the problem is this shortcut is the reason why so many coaches are stuck under 2K in their coaching business. Skipping sales calls does sound efficient, but that's exactly what's robbing you of the conversations that create clarity, connections, and clients. The reality is, people don't buy from PDFs. They buy from people. And I know you might be saying, oh, hey, there's all these big name coaches out there and creators that say, use this system here, just buy and automate everything. Don't do sales calls. But one thing that you're missing is there's probably something that they're doing that's creating that connection. They're having webinars, they're doing conventions, they're having challenges, they're doing other things behind the scenes that is going to help support that they do not have to do sales calls. Now, I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm saying you need to consider this as a small business owner. You need to think like a business owner and what you actually get from a sales call. Sales calls are where trust is built, empathy is shown, and real problems surface. Without these conversations, you're guessing. And when you're guessing, you're winging it. And when you're winging it, your pipeline will dry up fast. I have been on the other side of that multiple times as a high ticket closer. That's why skipping sales calls is secretly killing your business growth. As a high ticket closer, I was on many teams and worked for many coaches or in the info space that we did not have a single new book call on our calendars in a month. But I still was required to hit my KPI to stay on that team. Now, I was able to do it. I was still able to bring in 20 new clients a month. Now, how was I able to do that? It's because of discovery calls. And it's because I knew that when I started, I needed to build my pipeline up and not reliant on who was going to book what on my calendar. And what those discovery calls provided me was insight into what my clients actually needed and wanted. Opportunities to upsell them in the future, and also reasons to follow up with them when they weren't ready to buy. All of that knowledge built me a strong pipeline so that I knew anytime I had something that was coming out, new offers, or I needed to go after some sales, I had a pipeline to do it. But I could not have done that without building real conversations and connections with people. Now, PDFs don't sell. They don't tell you the client struggles. The DMs don't reveal the objections that are under the surface, but sales calls do. Let me reframe this into a CEO mindset. Calls aren't the enemy. They're your system. Calls equal data. Calls equal rapport. Calls equal upsells, and calls equal a predictable pipeline. When you think about calls in this way, they stop being something you dread and have to do, but they start being the foundation of consistent income. So the next time you see out there in the info space and the internet or social media that you don't need sales calls, remember this. Avoiding sales calls might feel easier in the moment, but is the fastest way to keep you stuck at wherever you're at. And if you want consistent clients, discovery calls are not an option. They have systems that make everything else work. And I got to tell you, I've been on the big coaches teams out there, and they all still use sales calls. They didn't get away from it, but they think like a CEO and know what is the best way to get the information they need to grow their business. So here in the next video, I'm going to show you the 3 simple sales systems I personally use and still use to close coaching clients without feeling sleazy or burned out. So don't miss it.
And if you're ready to go deeper, click the link below and join my free training where I'll walk you through the complete system that turns chaos into consistent clients. It's a perfect next step if you've been watching and are now ready to finally build the systems that feel stable, simple, and profitable.